I've got a problem, where does it start? If Brother Pack comes in, I'll lay down. At last I might fight, but for some reason I've gotta stick it out. When it's up to the heavens to declare, when it's true that no one can fare, what would I be if there wasn't any to admit to myself? If it's up in the air and I still steal that name because it's praised, what would it be if I couldn't blaze? Now I decide for myself, why does the tear run dry in my eye? I think the death of my soul trait might be the day that I've become a prince. And I think it's only the usual, but maybe it's only the defeating of something bigger than I can seize. 'Cause it's the truth that belittles me and I steal it still. Because I'm not a joke and I think it's out there to take. It's there to see. But for some reason I'm an adulthood and I don't need a defeat. 'Cause it's not up to me. Yet I still blatantly puzzle myself every day. I think about it while I'm up late. I can't just quit and I can't just let it be. It gives me a fit in bed at night. Yes, I'm up late and the tears have run dry. Got my little jet beside me and I can't sleep. Because it's bigger than me. And I think, what would it be if I couldn't let it out? Because it belittles me, but still I'm standing up. And I think maybe today someone out there in the crowd might stick around with I and battle it out to find what it is that sticks to my head at night. And maybe it's not just for they who came to see me try, but maybe it's for all those who think about what it means to sit back and wonder how we're all out here still. And I think it's not this, I think it's only about where it is. But I sit down and I think about what it might be to think it out in the rain. Why there's a fire ablaze and my head is an ache. 'Cause I think it might just be where I quit. But it's usually just left. And deciding it now might be just where I fit. 'Cause I can't just sit down when it's out there and I know I don't need to quit. Because it's not just the usual topic. It's for the fed, it's for the fit, it's for the usually young and abroad. It's for them all. It's for all of us who go through hell and still strive to wear out the smile like it's not a curse. But yeah, maybe when I see it out today and get it done, it might be something that's bigger than me. But at least if I try to sit down and get it out, then it'll become, I'll remember of all of these, all of those days that I was puzzled and being belittled. Now I think about what it is, I tell you it's all the same thing about what it might be. And it means something to all of us lost kids. So won't you fear? Won't you fear? Won't you tell me it's just where I dare? Because it's not up to me to bear it all the way back to where I'll be in my chair. 'Cause these days, it's not the same. It's the usual place that you come to praise. But why do I wonder when I'm in bed up late at night and I should be asleep? And then it comes and I think about what it means. Because I can't sit, because I can't even think. I've got my little jet on fire trying to solve it with me. Yes, the understanding that we both need. Yes, I know it's not just for me and he. I know it could help all of those kids who are lost just like us. So I come back to that place where I was found at home at a young age. There I was on the oval trying to find the football. Then I took a spot and looked up north. Heard the voice come in from a young child. Got told I'm the son and I'd be like Christ. I'd free my brotherhood from fear and they'd become a tribe, led to save the world. Then at 25 and 27 I'd die. I'd end up as a monk or a shaman, and beyond that I'd take my time. Because at the time, I forgot it straight away. Because I've packed off the heads and I was there. Yes, led to the ball. King of the pack, I swear it could have been where you dwell. Was it you who told me all of this? That I'm your son, that I'm yours to take? Or was it true that it was Mary, the mother of Assumption? Or could it have been Christ that told me I am his? But then I thought about it all and I even sit down and think, why would Christ tell me I'm his son? Why would Mother Mary even announce to me when I had a gay intercurrence at a young age? Then I'm led to suffer with Brother Pack announcing over me. 'Cause yeah, it could be an elite undergrounders rule that praises that energy. But then I think, what does it mean if I can't dwell at the ache? For my heart might be belittled, but still I think about all that it usually means. And how would Brother Pat come this far? How would he lead himself into my father? Right into the head of my mother, and announce to me, what doing Spud when he acted out? Talk straight to my head when my mother was loud. In his voice I heard him so young and bold, Joshua. Making a stand right now for the fit. Making a stand right now for the fair. Making it fit right into the feed, and I can announce it all. Because I'm still there upstairs. You know, it's not just truth that I care. It's where I account to all that I accord. It's where I fare to all that I made in one record. So what would it be if I couldn't see? Is it these days that I make up? Or is it only that I'm allowed to be so out, so positive in my tracks, and I think it might go on to seize all that you make? Wouldn't you say it so actionally, so proud, so announced? So obviously it can't just be something like Brother Pat. Because I come to praise where it's honest, and you'll see what I make today. I fit just where I am to set all such things as you might think of me, but I can't take a bet. Where I sit down to my chair, where I think about all that I wear. Is it only because my name can't be there? Because you'll say it's not just the usual act from the young man, but maybe Brother Noble coming up the stair. And I know, it's not usually what I wear, but still, you'll see where it takes out, and I make up to thee, because I'm only one fit to associate with the head. And as I think, maybe it's not just where I dare, maybe it's all that I let, maybe it's all that I bear, maybe it's all that I care, maybe it's only what I fed, maybe it's still this day, maybe it's more than I couldn't say, maybe it's just because I couldn't bear. And when it comes out to there, I'll think about all that it might be to bring up this ceiling to a 4. And the judge might care to say back to I, did you choose to act on this? Or did you make out like you couldn't admit that only one man judged you before you were fit? And so I could say, what does it mean if I couldn't think about all of these? Because my name can't be pronounced, it's unclear to associate with. And I think, what does it mean if I couldn't shut up and show myself a thought? Because it's only one day to take at the same, and when it comes, you'll see it clearly pronounced. Because I think that I wear all that I show to myself and fair. It might be one thing that I think, but when I praise, then what do I see if I don't just take a seat? And as I think about all that it means, I show myself the way that I have to be. But when I act out and I take out the same, then it drives me insane. So, what would it be if no one could think about what they act on and declare? When we have the fit and we lose ourselves in our heads, then what do we rage? What do we age? What do we page? If it's all underlining the absolute question, then what's the ridicule? If it's not the answer that one needs when there's no other riddles. 'Cause I could belittle, or I could make, I could show myself where I have to shave. But on these days, there's no way to take, 'cause it's not a puzzle that I make, It's not fake that I take. So when you see to me that I ain't, you'll say, what's it mean if I can't just show all such things as I am being today? Now that you could say to me, I'll tell you there's no news feed unless there's a front window with two please. Cause I make it up and I tell you it's no way to judge me. When you think about all that it means today to still be he, then I'll show you. By now, there's no name that I could pronounce as easy as these. For without the need, there'd be no me or me or we or thee. And so, I think, what does it mean if I can't just act out on my own? I count up to the days that I've been prepared to see. But still, I'm one fair out from being ahead of thee. So I made, and so I made. Until now, I couldn't pronounce, because it's not clear to me what I need. Till the day that I make up my sleeve, then I know it will only be me who sees and sits down with he. Cause my question can't relate. My name can't be picked, but I'm only on tick. So what would it mean if I couldn't flick? Cause I don't need to be that quick. So now, you'll say, what's a message got to do with thee? If it's not me, then where would he be? If he's only out there to see, then hey, maybe it's not for me. Because there's only one we that makes out like it's never for he. Because it's only the time that you make up online. And when it comes to the need, there's only one thing that you mean. Until the name couldn't be. Because no praise was ever given to she. Then how would it go if I couldn't think? If I couldn't bear? Because I'm not there today. And I still steal it away, but I couldn't judge the same. Because there's no way to take. And so what do I make? If I couldn't fare for all that I feared. Until the days that I act out like this. And when it comes to me, you'll say, brother, couldn't you work out it away? Because it's never there to take unless your name can't be made. So what would it be? If I have to try, you'll make me say that I'm only there to survive. And when it's hyped, you'll say it's my fight. But it's not where I get up and fly. Cause I'm not really on fire. And you'll rest till the day that you make me a guitar. Now I'll plead and I'll praise. Because I can't just sit down and say, it's not for me to show you that you're fake. Because everyone knows. What? Yep. Everyone knows, don't they? That's number one on the board this evening. Thanks and welcome to the show. Brother Noble here. Fake is the only true character that knows themselves. Did he say fake is the only true character that knows themselves? Yeah, to be fake. Ah, okay, yeah. That's true, actually, yeah. When you're being real to yourself, when you're a real character, say Donald Trump, he's been a real character at the moment. I watched the news the other day on SBS. He's looking for the third administration. He knew the Sun would be there watching it on SBS. And you just got to ask the Sun, you just got to tell the Sun what you want. So the Sun's now pulling some buttons, pulling some tyres, taking off some laces, and getting him in there to get his third administration, which is impossible. An American president can only do 2 administrations in service, but he asked the Sun for his third one. So it's impossible, the Sun's not going to be able to do it. So Don's being true and real, but at the same time, he's not kidding himself because America knows that he can't do the third one. And he's playing with the Sun, he's doing it properly. He's not doing it like everyone else is. Everyone else is saying, don't you tell me that I can just ask you for whatever I want and then I'll receive it. Because they all go about it the wrong way, They all go about it the wrong way. Just look at Marty. Marty himself. He always said he wants a big bag of coke or heaps of pills. He wants to get heaps of pills or heaps of cocaine, A big lot of MDMA and stuff like that, Always wants good ideas. He wanted to pay his house off as quick as he could or put extra towards it. Then rent it out a bit, then sell it and hopefully make a little bit. And he ended up making heaps for the coronavirus, and the Sun done all that for him. I asked my brother, what's my brother want? My brother said, I just want money so I can go out and stuff, He hadn't worked for about 12 months. Within 2-3 weeks, he was back up north, moved to Geraldton. Now he owns 2 houses. Yeah, right, yep. But some people just go, pick up my laundry for me, Yeah, but that's not what it is, that's not what you do. That's not what you do, You want easier laundry. So basically, you want the money so you can buy clothes all the time and not wash your clothes. Yeah. But some people don't want to work for it, and some people like taking care of themselves. Yeah. Now, Don's third administration, he might get an offer still. He might come over here once he retires there. When he's out of business this year, I think it is, or next year. He might come over here and get in the office with us. Yeah, mate. Definitely, mate. Definitely, mate. And then I realised this main event tonight, it's about, what was it? What was it, mate? Yep, right. What was it? Now I look at it like we've seen. So once we could graft trees, they they made Christ as an anchor. Man standing in the garden. And then became man's kind. Became man's kind, which is all became Christ. You might have to leave it on your phone there if you can. Hello. Yep. Became Christ, and Christ is the only one that can cross. You know, so Christ flicks himself to each child that's birthed into religion, and then these tied to the person. And each one of these runs into the person through man and becomes mankind linked to Christ. But then around the world, you know, so Brother Pack, you know, the elite undergrounders could have their own Korean army and they get together and worship Brother Pack. Then Brother Pack is what told me that I'm the son, just to lead me Australian life. And even so, there could be a Our Lady of Assumption, you know, because the Catholic denomination, you know, it's got all the different ones that you pray to. Yeah, okay. So it could have been Brother Pack, and that's where I'll lay. It could have been Christ when he was linked to me as a child and he called me the son because he wanted me to become a priest and ambassador for the Union of Regrets. Because surely he'd been monitoring me since I was a young child and he would have seen the gay homosexual occurrence when I was about 5, 6 years old. Yep. So he probably wouldn't have told me that I'm his son. Yep, okay. Unless he led the person next to me that done the gay thing to me. He might have led him to do that. Yeah, okay. Just so I'd make an announcement in the world of Catholic or Christian denomination about homosexuality. Right. Otherwise it could have been Our Lady of Assumption. Yep. So basically everyone's got their Christ leader. I think it might just be Christ. Actually. Yep. Might just be Christ. Unless it didn't say there's one bloke here. Marty, who's on his link to a Christ as well. And he's owed $1,000 from me. Now these are what the energies could be seen to be. Yep. Now Marty's energy would rule in my world because I haven't paid Marty the $1,000. So my energy would get attacked by Marty's energy, or taxed, boom, which would lead me to being undermined. Whenever I do anything, I'll trip up and fall. So Marty's energy would be connected to me now, because Marty's under. Yep. And so his energy would rule in my world. The only difference is I'm a shaman, so I can actually talk to the energies. Whereas Marty would just feel like that little prick, he owes me $1,000. Now deep down in Marty, he might have been all good with it nowadays. But the only reason I didn't pay Marty is because Marty called me a dog and also had lied to me when I asked him was he opening the door all night and banging the door inside. And this was about a year beforehand when I owed him the $1,000. And I asked him the next morning, were you banging that door all night? Because I came inside to check if any doors were open just in case I woke you up while you were sleeping. He said, no, I wasn't. So Marty had lied to me. And so when he called me a dog when I said I don't have the money to pay that $1,000 back, I just went in my head, don't worry about paying it back. Now Marty could have done that on purpose within himself. So his energy consulted me in the moment and said, yeah, don't worry about paying it back now. He called you a dog. And so then I didn't pay him back. And then Marty could attack me more with his high domination energy. Because deep down, he's out and I'm under and paying him forward. But Marty lied to me, so my energy got smaller until my energy comes to understand what happened. And Marty's energy declares within himself that Marty doesn't really want that money. But Marty could be an energy professor and dominating in the field of his energy by taxing me now on all that I do and also having rule to make out of me in every way that he wants to. Yep. But Marty might have just done that because he knows that if he, in his world of underground elite enthusiasm, underground elitism, underground elite useism, use the isms, he would have a lot of fear and paranoia. So that way when he is owed $1,000, but he lied to me first, then called me a dog, and then told me not to pay the $1,000, all his fear, anxiety, and paranoia and stress would come back to me. Right. So he might have done that to protect himself. Yeah, okay. And everyone's got their energy out there. But then some people went, okay, so Christ. These have light in them or a wind field. And they knew that the trees blow up the daytime and the nighttime. So they made themselves nights. Jesus Christ. And they throw themselves down into any field of view as any personal disorder or association of member. Ah, shit. And they're the energies, or the night energy, that sky dives and star rides in. Oh, right. It started in the asteroid field, so they've made this place like this. And created the world. And so they made the energy after building in the world a church, and you go into the church, which leads you out, and you meet their high lord or the angel of Claude, and then bang, you become one to the energy field, and you grow into the world through the trees that tie into the establishment and order, and you become one body and member of Jesus. Ah, shit, he's got it caught. He's got it figured. It's hard to lose yourself, but these days ain't just similar to an act that's never played. If I couldn't care, I wouldn't count. If I could fit, if I could fare, then I wouldn't fit. If I could make it, I wouldn't sit. But still I'm one adult that never's fair, because I know it's not there. So what would I be if my honey isn't still? What would I be if my thoughts aren't made? What would I dare do if I couldn't take sheep? 'Cause I'm never made up by thee. Now I know it's not where I fare. I know it's not where I fare. But still, it's only the truth that was made out of there. Because... so all that there, you know, that world is inside the trees. When you're lying in the trees there, that there fits in there. And that sheep, yes, Daddy, the spirit of this union and this world. So in this world, you can make your own brand, you know. Lulu Doctor. And you put it on the TV. You know, everyone sees the celebrities wearing it. And you try to create your own energy on the trees to get hooked up to people to save them. Yeah. Yeah. It only ever works out if you make it up. Ah, all right. Wouldn't that be then? Wouldn't that be then? Maybe, yeah. Maybe, yeah. First, I had to find the energy. Yeah, that's yep. The energy of the wind or the energy of the air. Yep, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's spaghetti on jars. That's illegally maintained. That's the cording. That there. That's a wowzer. That's a wowzer, son. So that's when I then looked. Yeah, mate. That energy. Just make a whole island base. Yeah, mate. And then populate as the major culture. Yeah, mate. Go on, Dundee. Go on, Dundee. And then get himself murdered, but no one actually dies. Yeah, mate. Yeah. But still, nah, you're out now, mate. Nah, mate, they got it legally true. I got it legally true. Illegally true. Illegally true. Bloody hell. So, brother Pack, you know, the lead undergrounders could have made their own, and they all get together, you know, in the name of brother shall pack us all one day, king and lead of the anchors, and felt fed of the fair and feats, one that walks us into the shop and pays for the pack and brings us out in one whole seminar and takes us to the lounge and there fed our deed and packed our way to brother Ill's own seat. Ah, right. So they make up their own tree of man's kind or kind of man in scene aside. Ah, you've like Adrian after his old man Adam. Yeah, so they made up their own church, I think. Ah, okay, yep, right. So that's on the red side because I walked into their one. That must be the red rainbow. There must be 7 of these birders. Yes, Daddy, but there's one spirit, Daddy. There's one spirit, Daddy. Right. So there must be 7 of those murders. You can have purple on the top, or red on the top, or green on the top, or orange, or amber, or mandarin. Mandarin, or... Yes, Daddy. So if Brother Pack told me I'm his son, that's why I came to the red building, then I'm Brother Pack's son. Yeah, but Brother Pack is what the underground elite infuse. Yeah, but that's where I'll lay. You know, they get together and praise Brother Pack. Then I got king of the pack in the football there. Went to pick up the ball and turned left and, you're my son. Yeah. But Brother Pack, that was in the purple world. That wasn't in the red world, so it couldn't have been Brother Pack. Brother Pack's trees are in the red world. So that's why I lay down there. Because, yeah, I'm outfed. Outfed, son, they are, son. They're out under, son. They're out under, son. They're out under, son. Therefore, I must be truly that bloke's son, I think. Or the big angel. Abel, you know. Man, had two sons, Cain and Abel. Oh, yeah. A bull, a bull, a bully, a bully, a weed, a weed. Oh, the psychoactive consciousness of the weeds. Oh, so the Abel died and would have gone up there straight away. Oh, yeah. I call him Joshua. Well, just you are, just is, just in. All right. And I was led up there to see him. And then I think he left me with this whole project. I'm not pointing at you, Abel. I'm pointing over here, mate. Yes, mate. All right. So you're saying you walk into any one of those Christ buildings and you do what the gospel says, and it leads you out here. Then you become a bloody floating energy ball named Jesus Christ. Yeah, so you ascend. Fuck, that could be half the world, mate, half the union. Yeah. Yeah. And we all get told we're the sun? Yeah. But I can't do it because I had that homosexual thing happen to me. That's why I became a teacher, mate. Oh, well, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I can see that now in him. Shit, eh? Fuck yeah, that's a pretty good sketch. Ain't it? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So those with their energies that they know of, you know, linked to Christ, you can say, hey, Christ, what's this member saying tonight? Well, you can listen in. Yeah, if you've like got the bid on them, like how I owe money to Marty, but Marty has lied to me. So we've got a two-way conversation going. He can hear me all the time, and whenever he speaks, I can hear him. The problem is with them as energy professors, they train as young child to have no thinking. So when I think, he can still hear me because I think a fair bit. Yep. But then little Ben, the Indigenous son, I think he's one of these already. Yeah, mate, I say he would be, son. I say they would have been saved, mate. I say so. Well, yeah. Then the Indigenous son said, you know, yeah, just behind the ambulance bay there. Yeah, turn to the left and there's a canteen. Behind that bin box. Yeah, to the left side of that. Yeah, just around the corner there. Yeah, beside that little pink oven. Yep, that's where I'm thinking. So that's actually where Marty thinks. But actually, Marty's thinking is always like this. So people can't hear it, you know? Because there's a distraction. Or there's radio noise over the top. Yes. So Marty, I don't think's quite there yet. But we're all figuring it out for ourselves. Because I told Marty they wear suits. That's right, yeah. That's right, yeah. Good on you, Teach. That's a good talk, mate. That's a great talk, mate. Good on you, Teach. So now that night energy, you know, everyone who says good night. You know, as a young child, every night I went to bed. Good night. You're praising the good night energy. And then, oh, Jesus is worship, you mean, son. Sorry, mate, yeah, Jesus is worship. Every time Jesus is worshipped, that energy goes bigger and 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 bigger. Then bang, they make a whole continent, stabilize it within the philosophies of the Platonic solids and all that rhythm. Then bang, they become the whole shoreline of an indigenous tribe and culture. Don't go that far. That's not true. That's not true. No, but they how the people get there. They were bred with it. Yeah, so wouldn't they be man's comp? Oh, human. No, well, they're that these days. That's what I mean. They must be the night. Originally, you're saying, oh, don't judge him yet, don't cancel him yet. I know what he's meaning. Ben, my indigenous son must be a knight. So they're illegal, aren't they? Or they went out of the world's body and made up Jesus Christ. Attached to the Christ, they became the energy of the wind. Yeah. Individual though, one wind energy. One wind energy. So one man made Jesus, and then eventually everyone that ascends into Jesus becomes more member. So he can make him that many self-appearances. Now that's Jesus, I think. Yeah, my indigenous son Ben's actually Jesus. He works on the street, lives to survive. He meets everyone that gets down there. That's what I think, actually, yeah. Did you go up there, Jeez? No. That's what the air's for. Oh, that's what the air's for. The air walks in the building, leaves the whole home, goes see Abel, comes back. Now there's Lord Jesus Christ, and then there's Jesus. Me. Ah. So I'm your father. Jesus is the Son. Yeah, Lord Jesus Christ, Jesus the Son, and Jesus Christ. But he's Emmanuel. Yeah, he's God. God with us. Yeah, God with us. And what's he do when he goes up there? Takes all of these ones with him, who then become Jesus Christ. So? That's alright. That's a good gig. Fuck yeah. That's a good gig, mate. Yeah, pretty fit. Fuck yeah. Fuck, actually. That might wear. Yeah. Yeah, shit. So sinners. Nah. Oh, you can come back. Read Revelation first, then Emmanuel, then the prophets. Just read Daniel, then straight to the Gospel, through Revelation, then to creation, then to Genesis. Follow through the prophecies, and then get to the Gospel, and you'll be going up here. You know. So walk in, start at Revelation. Yep. Then open to Daniel, and he's the teacher. Then follow through to the Gospel, and you'll be going up here. Then get to Revelation. Then come through the whole thing. And as you get to the Gospel, you'll be going up here. And when you make it there, then you become one with the energy and become Jesus. But I can't do that. No, mate. You take the whole group through, son. Because I've already been up there. Is that what you're saying? You have his halo, mate. So he pulls the halo back to him. Yeah, mate. And all descendants or ascendants come with. Right. And then we lock him out there, eh? Yes, mate. Yes, we do, 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 mate. I had Mart on the line at the time, and he tried to tell me when I wrote this down on the first bit of paper that I'd done it with. He tried saying that name, the way I wrote it, it looked like a name. He tried saying that's Hollyman. He tried telling me it was Hollyman. Which puzzled me. Looked outside at this tree. It became like a bloody big bird sort of thing in it, like a green aura. That's a big bird. Then I went for a walk to the servo, and when I was walking back, there was this writing all over the pavement. Oh, shit. Right. So if Marty is already Jesus, because he went through it at a young age, Jesus Christ, that is. Then I must have been the one that took him there. Why? Because you do that gig since you're a young child. You're my son. The son's straight contact, you know? Of course. Of course. How else do you get to be Jesus Christ, the Father? The Son's in the Father and the Father's in the Son. So I was always in you. So you just go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and take every group through. As they're passing over, yeah, as they're passing through. You know, it's a fire door. That is, you'd burn if the sun wasn't in you. So the sun becomes in you when you go through the scales. As you go through, yeah. Now the sun's already in everyone. Once you hear about him, then the sun is in thee. And as you progress to becoming a father like Jesus, or like the Lord Jesus. Yep. Shit. Shit. Has it always been, honey? Well, Daddy, that's pretty great, Daddy. That is pretty great, Daddy. I don't know, Daddy. I don't know, Daddy. Still could have been Brother Pack, Daddy. Could it have been? Yes, Daddy. Only one. Only one, Daddy. I think only one made it. First one in ages. Think of little Amy. Yes, Daddy. You're a big knight now? Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy. Oh, well. Well. Yes, Daddy. Wow. 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 So look at all the bank companies online, you know, on TV, on the adverts, all the YouTube ads. Yep. You know, every now and then you get a YouTube ad, like an ad break on YouTube, and you go, bloody fucking YouTube. Then the YouTube energy, you know, the YouTube Christ is straight onto you because they try to make their own, you know. They got all their greenhouses and stuff, you know, plant trees and try to do their own. Yeah, probably with the satellites and the internet these days. Probably, yeah, something like that. Then straight away it's in you and you go and bloody, just buy it. Just buy those bloody subscription, you know. Yep, you got it, son. Try to make their own, yeah. Yeah, but there's no like ascending and stuff. Oh, they're actually interested now, son. They're interested now, yeah. They're Because that makes sense about the energy thing. And yeah, that's right. That's right, yeah. And YouTube, when it started, the bloke that made it, there was no ads. You know, like, there was no ads. And then all of a sudden there's ads. Yep. So someone like Marty, probably with a lot of spandoolie, probably tried to make his own bloody satellite tree. Yep. Lemon squeeze is right to the ones up the top, you know, like the full head's up the top, the one looking down. You know, that's the full head of the tree. And then one lemon squeeze per one, you know. But there's no way to really ascend into that. Oh, the knights probably have. The knights probably have. Ah, yep. Yeah. Yeah, fun. No, that's right. If you've been hijacked by those YouTube energies, by those Google energies and infrastructures, you can still lead yourself through the gospel. They'll try to deny you from getting there, but to start at Revelation and you'll be all good. Because the sun's already in you. Yeah, basically it's free ticket these days. Just taking pretty much everyone through. Ah, yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy. Yes, Brother Noble. Ah. Lord Angel Abel wants a quick shop. He says, the spirit's deteriorating. Yes, Daddy, I am Daddy. Ah. Did you create that sun? And then remain the sun, just taking them up there and don't get there yourself? Yeah. Yeah, I did. And you live, yeah, mate. Yep. I got recruited. You got recruited. Yeah, mate. That's how I know the man upstairs. Well, I didn't make that bugger, did I? Well, you could have as your idol. I don't think I made that bugger. I didn't make that bugger. I didn't make that bugger. But yeah, the way I elaborated with nature and hooked it all in, he said, yeah, man, that's a mole. You'll be running for days. And once you become Jesus Christ, live forever. Well, imagine right now Jesus Christ is rested. You know, he's the night. Just one watching everything. Then bang, when the sun rises, boom, drop in everywhere, you know. Like my dad and mum could have been one. Yep. So dad was usually up at 4 a.m. Yep. So 4 a.m. out of the night, boom, straight in. Yep. Then into the bathroom. Trying to show a sign to me and my brother. Don't smoke, you know, you'll get sick. Yeah. He did go to an old boys school, primary school and high school. But I think he dropped out a bit early like I did with my Catholic education. You know, 13 years to become a priest. I done 12 years. I finished at the end of year 11. But they don't teach you what they teach you at the monastery. I'm sure that doesn't matter because they teach you the curriculum and they teach you how to hear the noise. So we could be talking about, I don't know, we could be doing Indonesian subjects, but what the Indonesian professor teaches us, we're hearing in the language of religion. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 See, all them who have just seen this and I could become that are thinking about the spanduli. Sponduli. Spanduli. Sponduli. Spondoli. So I could come straight down. You know, as Travis, I could look like Travis. Go to Margarita. Margarita, I'm in heaps of debt. About 25 grand. About 25 G. These drug dealers are after me. You know, Margarita go, oh, fuck's sake, you know. They've heard all Travis's story. And Margarita's a very poor old lady. She's only got money there to provide for the son for his whole life. So you can keep taking them up. Yep. 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 I know already that she gets a few calls from me after I've just borrowed money off her. Yep, and they say it's them. Some nights try to go get money out of her because they think I'm illegal. Right. 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 They wear suits. Yeah, they got a Travis suit. But the other day when I was at her house, she got a call and it said, this number's tried a few times recently. And she made it obvious to me, you know. It was like an over east number. And so, yep, so she must be onto it. Right. She must know that that's them. They must call later on once I've already borrowed money off her. Nah, I think she was just letting you know that you can't call again later on that night to say I need more money, mum. Yeah, she could have been letting me know, or she could have been saying that someone else comes around later on. Now you're just trying to get away with those times you go around twice. Yeah, I know that's true. But how did she know to do that, and how did she make the number ring? Because Jesus must be one with the technology. Because wind energy, the wind energy of Christ is what the satellites and networks all use on wind FM transmitters or models of wind diameter. Ah. Yous have all left the building, haven't yous? Yous have all left the building. Yous all live up there now, and I just come down here still, and that's when all yous return, don't yous? Oh, we're trying to get up there, mate. We're trying to get you up there yourself. That's impossible, mate. You haven't all got up there yet. No, we've all gone through faith, mate. We're all Jesus Christ, but yeah, we want to live up there. Well, I can't go up there. I don't have those parts. I'm going to have to go see the Lord again. I knew it was his plan. I knew he contacted me. He contacted me to do this. There must be energy field for them. It must be. Don't diameter out now. Nah, you're not all up there. There's so many sinners out here. So many sinners out here. You unlucky man, son. You unlucky man, son. You are one lucky man. Digits are about to creak and crack. Well, I was getting back to then. I'm still trying to figure that one out, you know, because it hurts my fucking head how that shit happened. I know it does, son. I know that's what you're trying to solve. I just can't make sense, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? Yep. So I come up with stupid ideas like the knight made this whole continent, then became the indigenous people, then murdered himself, but that can't be it, you know. Yep, because that's insane. That's insane. Yep. So sorry about that, indigenous folk. That's alright, mate. We know it drives you insane. But still, so Jesus Christ could make the whole continent. Yeah, well, he's an energy field linked to wind energy, and the wind shifts dirt, but becomes like dust. Dust is like the mist of the rainbow, and when compacted down with energy fields, the five platonic solids, like the platonic bases, the wind separates from distortion and becomes based as ritual and reality. So when they rest at night, they're that wind form, and they tunnel the wind through to keep the land moist. then becomes rise in the day, and they set at night and land down on the ground and be like elves in hives. Oh yeah, and they're always holding the ground up. Yeah. 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 Fuck. You're a dolphin, mate. You're a dolphin. Shit, ain't this all real? Ain't this all real? Still trying to trick me, Jesus is. Still trying to trick me. Or are you guys only one with your Christ energy? All the Christ energy is trying to trick me? They're not actually Jesus Christ. They're just energy healers or energy professors or energy shamans, energy clairvoyants and that sort of thing. You know, they actually have no gift. You know, they just, like my indigenous son does, he shuts his eyes. Then he like gets images of what I'm thinking, I think. But he doesn't actually get the images himself. She shows the images to him. And he's been trained to know what to say to do the healing or mediation work. Yep. 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 Or it's all of a trick, you know, that's his move. Is that what he does? That's what he does, but he's pretty spot on with what I'm thinking, so they must be able to hear you in the head. Yeah, because they got the in. Same as Marty's move. Ah. She was saying the indigenous Ben, an assault leader, is one with his Christ, which is in the spirit, and the spirit is leading him through his Christ energy that's adopted to him. Yeah, so even before it was called Christ, everyone was one with the wind tunnel. And we all knew that we had different wind from the backside. Yep. But the winds had to be the same. One gas line and one gas plummet. Yeah. But then some days you'd smell someone else's wind. And you'd stomach it, you know. Other days their wind would be foul. So I was like, what's leading it that way? Is that a sign for me today to go beyond this person and beyond this seat? But when I stomach it, it's like, maybe this is welcoming for me today. Come together with this bonding. So what distorted the smells from one day to the next day? Was it the spirit that embraces the whole foundation? Yep. I'm just looking for understanding as well. I really am. So that's Mummy. And that's Sonny. That's Father Angel. And they all become Father. And these are all sons. On the way. And then we get another continent going. It's leading me to the first one now. I've got a problem. Where does it start? Should we tell them the link between the eye and the resulting of time? Or the mediation of time and the making of the back. The sun was always revealing its illness until it became more stricter than we could appeal to, but we made out like it wouldn't fit. We were fed upon his seat, and we made up that evil would stricken his cane. But his code wasn't made to be ill until his secret was rode up a tree, and the snake purchased the seed, became the infinite structure that formed a seed. Ridden in his own evil he became, against the cane and bid himself a seed, where he made himself able to stand upon the creek that still stilled in his branch. Yeah, you know it's the truth, because I made a seed, and the seed became as it was taped, and I knew my name could be made up, but still it doesn't need praise, 'cause I'm just one man behind the chaos that's rode, and I know my name can't be strict, but it's still a code. Because I'm not evil upon this ledger, I'm not evil upon my seed. I know my struck and bitten beat might be only code until the day I beat. What do I make if I don't aim for anything? What do I see if I don't take what it means for me to mate? And I think about my babe, but still it's not the truth unless it's strict by its own obedience. And I know you can't just take it as evil if I'm struck by it as well. And so, what do you make if there's no beat, unless you perform under a seat? Now I could take all this day ahead of us and preach, but what would I be if I can't see myself apart from all that might be? 'Cause I remain as jealous, and I see down everything that I mean, because I make up like I can't just see. So yes, it has to be obvious today, because I mean it's not just for me, and I make up like it's not my mean. But I say, is it still today that I fiend for only the abstracts that became when I was against my age? Now the snake, you could say, was there, sent down from upstairs, and obviously it came to me when I enabled myself to see because of a brick. Now yeah, it was rigged, and I knew I'd have to be lit. So I made up a save, and it was stable in its own care. And the name that was preached, well, it was only shining because of me. Now I know it's true, so where would it be if I couldn't confuse? Would it say to itself that these days just don't quit until the name can be fair? Then where would I fit? If I'm fed, then what do I make? If I could act on these, if I could count by my knees and make up my needs, then would it just be wrote that one day I'd separate from she? And without these accounts, I'd only make myself fair to what I made as he. But still I'm not there until they say, boy, would you quit with the means? Because it's not true until you act on such a thing as what you could show. But still I'm not there to plead. So what would I borrow if I can't go? And I know it's not true that you make out of me my evil seed. Because one day I could be wicked or plead. I could be wicked or plead. I could be wicked or beat down this old avenue. And if I don't see what it means, then would you take out from me all that I can count? For I'm not fair until the day I'm fed. Now what do I make if I couldn't admit? So would I shovel my pack back to where I sit? Or would I take myself out from the name that no one quits? Because I know it's not the place that you could fit. And still I'm anxious today, just to make up my own range. And I know it's not the truth that you made. For the sun was revealing at this time. He was making himself out as the kind. But when it came to riding in the rain, he only had one vein to take, so he made his name. Oh, yeah, you know, it's the truth. It's where you sit upon me and take a seat. Wouldn't it be the truth? Where you so anxiously prepare yourself at the news. Because it's the gate that you make yourself fake. And when it's true, then what would you be if you couldn't just preach? And so it might be insane, but what is the rain if it's not the same? When you take the man as the lead and the knowing as the lead, Antichrist might be a seed, but still I fathom on what it means to preach. So if it's anti to Christ, to Jesus Christ, to the anti, wouldn't the anti be the governing of all action in the seat? Now I could bet upon me to take an avenue, but my lead couldn't account to what I've seen. So when I sow the act, then what would I do if I couldn't make it before I walk through and become one within the new? With my lead disattached, and then through Christ I come into the feet, and my name ain't placed or praised upon the seat, because I haven't just seen No one that takes my name will ever be placed and praised before the day you can account to all that you could make without me being your friend. So now let's say it's like this today, and all that was the news was only made to be riddled upon my flame, but still my season can't be lamed. So what would I make if it's still not there to take unless it's fair? And as I knew one day I'd have to tell you, now that we're not in the royal seat, and we're upon the feet of all that is, where hell might be given a seed, just to take itself for a fiend. But my name can't be made unless I take myself. Then what joke would I play if it's not the same? And I quit because it's only the place that you bid me as well as thee. So now you could make a secret seed for all that seats within me, because I am still there to plead and please. So what would I be if I couldn't see my name appealing to thee? And without my name, what would it be if I couldn't make anyone that couldn't just take? Because I'm not thought to be obvious, but the force couldn't rid me of my name. Now I make it like it's not even there, like it's not even real to be bare. But when I am, then I know myself it could only be fair. G-O-D, yes, you know I'm infinite and impossible to read. Father, Son, crossed with the flame, and I'm only just one before I am none. Father, Son, Holy Spirit around the remains of the day, and still, you know, it comes with the raising, but the revenue's not the same. For I'm not the least to say, and without it being obvious, mate, that's shit. That was spooky. I am coming. Ah, John Wayne. Now more little energy. Yes, Daddy. Hello, Christ filled. Oh, satanic worshippers and plaisers and praisers and worshippers and feasters. Are you going to go upstairs, or you should have been enabled to your energies? Oh, they're not even really enabled to their energies. They just watch you online. Maybe. But then the energies hear me and react to it. Yep. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Ah, that's a separate father. That's once you go through. Ah, 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 ah. Not kidding. Not kidding. Ah. I thought you were going to say Antichrist is the lemon squeezes on the ground to Christ, the radio satellites, consciousness heightened by the rising sun on the cross. Yep. And then down to Jesus, being all those that lurk around in hell and take the seat of Jesus thinking they're fathers. Because they have lots of daddy issues. You know, they haven't never really found their true daddy. Yeah. Just the way they look at the Bible, I think, mate. Oh yeah, Jesus was made a fool of by his daddy, so they did the same. That's illegal. That's illegal, mate. Remember, Jesus said, Father, why have you forsaken me? Then his father killed him. Then he ascended into heaven. You know, his father rolled the boulder away. Right. So his father has the Holy Spirit. Just rolled the boulder away. And Jesus bloody ascended. Boom. Straight through the building. Yep. That's what I mean. People are quick to jump. Very quick to jump. And it's a eradication problem at the same time. But it's never easy enough to stray without itself not being. Don't you say enough? No. I've been received. I've been received. I've been received. Namanting. Anti. Andrain. Adrain. Oh man. He's a big fan. Adam. No, I am. You don't have a name. Nah. It's always been this way. Always been this way. Fish go into reef pools and reef stocks. Next minute they're floating up the tides. Straight through in between both waves, you know. So the low wave comes in like the rainbow, but that low one's really the back one, because the one closer to you is really further away, because the one higher is closer to you. The one higher is closer to you. Yeah, so they get through that little lane there, and they meet the Father, meet the Lord, and they, whoa, you know, that's why you dive off the cliff. You don't jump, they just fall straight back in. Then they become the tide themselves. They just form as any fish in any structure at any time. Or coral or anything, mate. Basically, you can catch those fish. You eat them. But like you don't digest it. You're always hungry after eating fish, aren't you? Always hungry after eating fish. But it's good for you. Yep. Wow. Bloody hell. Good what a coffee does. Sorry that first song invited my neighbour to think that I was fiending for some. Because, yeah, that's what I scripted into it, so you believe that. I just want to see how you'd react. Now you're telling me they're going to sell me fish, so I'm even hungrier afterwards. So, yeah, I'll say discounts on the model for this theory, and I'll place the anxious society over you for these days, and you become less scripted in your paranoid sequence, and you become outside of the made in the mind. And under this oath, you'll beat the subject, and you'll might demeanour, and you'll become undertated for what you're seeing. And under this oath, I'll make this oath as pleaded by the inn that takes the ink, and I'll make the ink as not staked by the nate. And for this nate, I'll make the nate, and without this nate, I'll make the knee. And for that knee, I'll make this as a subject class still periodic state. And I'll take this take as this take might not be tated, without the tation of notation. And without this seating, I wouldn't take this seats, without this season not being my seated. And for this date, I make this date my seated, and I make this date my seated site of what my site might be peated. And without this peated site, I might not take this peated site without my site not being mated. And without this mate not being minded, then this mate might not mind itself in the might, without its might not being tated. And for this tate not taken by its tite, I might not make this tate and tight to the tide of my tate. And without this tate not being teeted to the tie, I might not make this tie to the teeted of my sight. Without this sight not being baited, then I might not bait this sight to the means of my mate. And my mate might not make this to the means of my mation, without my mate not being my mate. And without this mean, I might not make this take to the taste of my own mates. And without my mates not making to me what my mate can't make, without me not being my mate, not being my mate, without my mate not being my mation. And without this mate not being my mate, and not this mate being not with thee, and not without of thee, then I only make out of me what it is for I to see. And without that being my Nate, then I only make what I am to be seated with. And without that date, then I wouldn't make my date be seen. And that's only the way I am, and the day that I have not been. It's only where I haven't been. And on that date, I'll become the date that I am dated to be. And as I believe in this day, and I believe in that name, then I make that name out of me. And within that praise centre, I make all that structure and the chaos of sport to be perceived, without itself being nated and meaned. And without that name not being meat, then I only make my name as me to mate. And I only make that name to lead and nay. And without that Nate not being, I make that meat into the mates of my own mean. And within that subject, I make the name to my name and meat, and my name into the meat of my main. And without that main not being my mated, then I only make the name to the meat of me. And without that mation to be, then I make that mation to be my mate of me. And only out of that name, I make that D, and I make that name to the beast and say. Yep. And the big fella already said he agrees. Yeah, I'm just trying to scare them now because they're scaring me that I'm going to receive some fish. But that's what I dated in that subject. Because they're on the tech loop, you're saying. Yeah, so YouTube has a Christ. You know, like the bikie gangs have a Christ. Oh, yeah. And they give their Christ a name. Then it becomes a whole gallon of trees, you know. Oh, yep. So I go down my local soccer club and I worship and praise the team, you know. Go Mandurah City, go Mandurah City, go Mandurah City. Mandurah City's energy of Christ. You know, it's Mandurah City Christ. You know, it gets bigger and 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 bigger. You know, it starts kicking rocks around everywhere, throwing rocks around everywhere. Try to get everyone to boot them on, you know, kick them on and shit. Ah, yep, fuck yeah. Then I also go down to Peel Thunder. Go Peel Thunder, go Peel Thunder, Peel Thunder, you know. Then Peel Thunder Christ comes in, he's kicking balls around, marking balls and shit like that. Yeah, catching balls, yep, catching balls, yep. So then all the footy players are going around there to try to get the big ball. Yep. All the soccer players are going around just picking up little bits off that big ball. Yeah. Handballing around, yep. I got you. So Brother Pack Christ, you know, when I became king of the pack, Brother Pack, you know, they all worship, go Brother Pack, go Brother Pack, go Brother Pack. Blessed be the Brother Pack, blessed be the Brother Pack. Yeah, thanks be to Brother Pack, thanks be to Brother Pack. Yeah. So, thanks be to God. So they don't do it that way, but they might do it a different way, you know. Yeah. To make Brother Pack bigger. Yeah. And they make their own sort of court of religion. But that's just making Christ, the evil spirit, bigger in his worship and praise, which is actually a gallantary sin. Yep. All right. Same with the celebrities and their brands. So our Superman was brought because they knew kids would love it. So they made the Superman Christ. Yep. And when kids are being heroes like Superman, bang, they come and beat them down. Well done, my air. Well done, my air. See, mate? A coffee, 2 spoons, 4 sugars, some ice and lots of milk, a few backies, and you're straight into it, son. Yeah. Woo! So what's that really mean? If they don't sell me fish, they'll be real with him. If they sell me fish, then out of me they've been made to be believed. Made to be believed. Made believed. If they do sell me fish, then out of me they've been made believed. Then they've been made believed. So how Marty gave you all his fears, sin and anxiety and paranoia, and that became you from that circulation theory. They'll go straight to them. Pretty sure Marty's one of the fathers. I think he might be, yeah. So you are his son. I am God. All right, son. All right, son. All right, son. All right, son. Unless they're going to make me out of them now. Well, that's what they can't now play on, mate. They're going to make you into them, are they? Because I don't fair. That's a pickle nickel. That's a pickle nickel, mate. So I become onto this Christ energy. Imagine now this whole tree is just one body of energy. Yep. And then every branch, so they make a whole forest, brother pack. Then everyone that's led into the packing, anyone that packs it, yep, gets a lead of brother pack Christ on them. So they're still individual, you mean? Still individual. Yep. And then when I see those people, because it's the same energy of that brother pack Christ, he changes out of my eye what they actually look like and seem to be looking at. But really they're the same person, but the energy changes the pixelation of the person. Like how when the sun comes through the tree in the morning and you see all the colour. So that's the sun on the other side coming through the tree. You see all the rainbow. So he shades the person differently. Now, when it rains, we're just in one tree head. When it rains, so in, say, Greenfields, when it's raining, we're going from tree to tree to tree to tree to tree in this area until there's no rain left. Did you know if you get a telescope and try to see a star through a tree, you're blind? You see a dolphin curling. So I don't fit. Because you tell me I'm going to receive fish. So I tell you receive the dish. Or you're not scaring me and telling me the truth. So I tell you the truth. Then you tell me something fake. No, I tell you the truth as well. So then I receive fish and I told you the truth as well, yeah? And I told you the truth as well. So sit. If he's one talking to his Christ, then he must be on the way through the gospel. No, it's a hellish game. In the end, your date will be made as tated by me. Unless you walk into the building and do the gospel, then you don't get up there and be this. You'll think it's Don, the Sponduli. Yep. So that's a fake image of current. You have to be currentless to maintain Jesus staple. Give and give. until your pause, not your need. Uh, 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 uh. Are they raptured? Are they raptured? They're trying to tell the man that he can get to where they're going to get to if he just gives them everything. But he's the one that takes the passengers up there so they become one as the Father. Not one as the Father. One as the Father, yes. One as Jesus Christ. Yeah. I guess that's why they built monasteries and shit overseas. Yeah, because it became harder and harder to get up there. But in countries like Australia, they would have all just gone straight there. Yeah, yeah, we're the ritual and ceremony places. Definitely. Yep. You're hiding. I have to. Why? Because it's a fake image. Remember, fake is the only true character that knows himself. And here you're not being fake. Here you're being real. To the bloke that's going to give you fish, he's being real. Yeah, he told me he's going to give me fish. He also told me that he's not even going to come until he's being fed. So you have to be fake. Because then you know yourself. Well, that's the biggest journey for a human, isn't it? The journey to know yourself. Who is it that I am, man? Fuck, he's well. He's fucking awesome. He's fucking great. He's fucking great. He's fucking great. He's fucking great. So when you be fake to your mate, you actually know you're being fake. Yeah, when I be real to them, then I don't know that I'm being real to them. That's what they know. Because that's how they sense it or feel it. Yep. That's why when everyone's being fake to you, your whole life they've only been fake. Yep. And someone be's real to you. Yep. You'll sense them to be fake. Ah. Shit. But when you're fake, you know about what people personas are of you, then it's what you know of yourself. Yeah, I'm being fake right now. And that's when you learn about yourself or learn about your own sake. And you go, well, what am I when I'm being real? And when I'm not being real, then I find out that the image that I maintain has to be the same. Then I leave myself away from the true blessing of understanding and knowing about one's own weight. And when you're true to yourself, and you're not a fake, and you become as real as you can, then you lead yourself through the gospel and into the gospel to be seated up there in heavenly places and one enabled to be the Father and servant of Jesus Christ. Son, Mother, Holy Spirit. Right. The Mother comes in on the lead and resonates as Jesus, the Father tied to Christ, in body or person. Yeah, spirit free of itself. Right. Right. God, observer, reflects detail and makes deed. Without that energy, spirits into spirit and birth Jesus to Christ, or out of Christ becomes Jesus and floats into the scene. Hey mate, you're looking stressed. Can I make this following jest? Right. Son, Father, the Lord, Son, it goes to Son, right, and Spirit, Holy Spirit. So Father, Son, Holy Spirit, unification of the person, becomes one as God. That's underdressed. Thanks for tuning in.